Morning guys, William here with Patriot Containers. When I first started doing these videos, I was reading all the competitors' complaints and exposing what they were doing wrong and all the pictures and everything, and then also addressing the company that it was. I kind of looked at that as this was information that was already on the internet. I'm just reading it and commenting onto it. Is that legal? I don't know. If it's already on the internet, but there is this thing called slander. But slander is only if you're making up a term that is false and a lie. If it's based off of facts that are on the internet, it's not slander. So I want to go about this in a different way. I'm going to read a complaint here on a specific company that you guys talk to a lot. And some of these complaints on the internet are very, very, very long. And then, so on the BBB, a customer can make a complaint. The company has to respond. Whether the customer agrees with it or not, the company has to respond. If they don't respond, they will lose their A rating. So they have to respond. They do not have to resolve it. But this is a very short complaint, and I'm going to get to it. I'm not going to tell you with what company it is, but I want to read it. So it says, in July, I bought a used container I talked to the lady for about a month prior to this, and she assured me the shipping containers go through their facility to be checked out before being sent to their customers. I'm going to stop right there. This company that I'm reading the complaint about, they don't own their own facilities. And these containers only get inspected by the shipping lines when they come into the depots. So what the salesperson told this lady is totally false. They're not going through a full inspection before they're shipped out. And like I said, this company does not own their own facilities. They are a broker, and they're talking a big game, but they're a little tiny broker. Let's get back to this review. So the shipping containers go to the facility to be checked out before being sent to the customer. This must be false because they sent me a container that has 5 leaks in the lid in the top with 2 holes on the side that can see light through, and 2 front door and the 2 front doors have holes in them where they're about to fall off the hinges. I've been in contact. Actually, hold on one second. If you get a container that has holes, I almost guarantee that this customer was sold wind and watertight. Well, wind and watertight means no holes. The only way to get a container with holes is if you buy damaged or as is and ship that to your customer, and then you cross your fingers that it has no holes. But they're not going through an inspection before they leave. They've already been inspected, and if it has holes, it's sold as is or damaged. So everything this person was told was basically a lie. I've been in contact with them and they keep pushing me off, saying that they need to talk to their department about returns. I have 2 other shipping containers to compare to the other 2, and the other 2 are okay. And the one that I bought is a pile of junk. They basically use my house as their dumping lot for the containers that are no good. So this person's pissed. They bought something. They were sold something this big. They were delivered a horrible service. They were delivered a horrible container, and now the company isn't handling it correctly and just basically saying, "Thanks for your order. Go ahead and leave a complaint." They don't fix anything. Here's the company's response. We're sorry to hear the container didn't meet your expectations. Our records indicate that the proof of delivery was signed, confirming it arrived in good condition. I've talked about this in previous videos. When these companies show up with a crappy container, it's on a truck. these companies have a trick in place to where the driver comes up to you and has you sign a permission slip so he can unload the container so you can inspect it. You don't know this, but that permission slip is accepting the container as is, and the words as is are on the document, and it says I haven't seen the document, but I've read so many complaints that I know that the customers are being tricked, and it says I accept this container as is and it's in good condition. This customer did not know they were signing that. So they have a document that the driver has sent back to the company signing that the container is in good condition and I accept it as is. The customer didn't know they were signing that. Now the company has basically a document that's attached to their order that can be used against the customer, so their complaints aren't valid. That said, we understand that some issues may not be immediately noticeable. Well, our team has already provided a suggestion, and this customer is basically saying, you delivered me a container with holes. They didn't just magically appear, but the company is saying, oh, these appeared after. That's not true. It was delivered with holes. Our team has already provided suggestions as a courtesy. Well, like I said, these companies that are giving you guys warranties, they are not going to replace the container at their cost. They're going to send you JB Weld or a fiberglass patch kit that you have to put over the holes. Sounds like this lady has like a container with 5 holes in it, and it probably looks like crap because she's talking about the rust in the hinges. When you have a container that's low of quality, you can put as many patches on it as you want. It's not going to fix the fact that it's a crappy container. This is the trick right here. We are happy to offer you a full refund under our 90-day return policy. Sounds great. It really does. It sounds like they are the most accountable companies. If you guys read the terms and conditions, if this person rejects that container and says, I want to return this and get my money back, the customer has got to move it back somewhere and take it somewhere. They're not going to pay for it. So you're going to lose your delivery money and you're going to lose whatever it costs to bring it back. And 99% of customers can't pick up a container and take it anywhere. But this container, they make it sound like we'll offer you a full refund on our 90-day return policy. That's total bullshit. Just go read their terms and conditions. And so on BBB, they have this chat GBT response, but nothing gets resolved. It's only responded to or answered, and that's it. The customer's not going to be happy. They went with the wrong company, and the company sold them a horrible container, and they're not going to help her at all. She's going to lose money or just be stuck with, I don't know what size container this is. It's either a 5,000 pound 20 footer or a 8,000 pound 40 footer. So she put all her trust into this company, and they failed on every level of what they were selling her. And now they're saying, you signed a document you said this is in good condition. Here's what we're going to do to resolve it, but we're not going to do anything to fix it. And if you want your money back, you can have a 90-day money. But if you read their terms and conditions, their 90-day return policy, it says they verbally say one thing. If you read it, it's totally different. They're going to make any type of 90-day refund impossible for the customer to do. And if the customer can do it, she's going to lose a ton of money getting that thing off of her property and sending it back. This customer has done nothing wrong. The only mistake that they did is, instead of listening to somebody like myself that wants to tell you the truth, they want to listen to the lies that sound so much better. That's why I'm making these videos. So I can't tell you with what company this is. They're all the same. We're nationwide, lifetime warranties. 30-day, 60-day money back guarantees. They're all the same. 90% of cargo container companies don't sell with honesty. They sell junk. They take forever to deliver. And then when there's a problem that the customer did not do, they are not accountable. So that's it, guys. Um, Later on today, I'm going to do a video on IICL, the condition. And if you're watching my videos, I have a lot of educational, good information about the cargo container industry. It's always been bad, but it's gotten worse after COVID. And 90% of these companies are ripping you guys off. And what they're saying to you over the phone is almost basically just lies. On their websites, they have a little thing at the very bottom of their website called terms and conditions. Sometimes you need to search and find it. You click on it and you'll read that every lie that they've told you is covered in their terms and conditions on their website, which means they don't have to tell you about it. It just has to be there. And basically that means they don't have to be accountable for anything that they do wrong. It's highway robbery and it's criminal sales. And basically, you know, when you guys file complaints, you can file BBB, you can file Google, you can file Yelp. It does nothing if people don't read them. Okay. The most effective way to file a complaint is by going to the attorney general, find out where the company is located, and call that attorney general for that specific state and report these companies of what they're doing wrong. And eventually they're going to be investigated. They'll probably have to change their business name or they're going to shut them down. So that's it, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. Watch out for these criminal guys. These guys are. I started my business because I used to work for companies like this. I know exactly how they operate. They have 99 salespeople and one person in purchasing and scheduling. And it's just these companies run the biggest shit show in America, and they're the two biggest companies in America, and they're the worst. So anyways, guys, I'll be doing a video about IICL. I already did a video about wind and watertight and what that really is, what cargo worthy is, and then today's video will be IICL. I actually emailed some of the shipping lines. IICL is a very over the years, I've asked shipping lines with what that really is, and they all have a different description. So what I did is I emailed all the shipping lines saying, hey, can you please respond with a quick description of what IICL is? And I'm waiting for that to come back so I can print them and then read them to you guys, and then also give my opinion on what IICL is. So anyways, guys, have a good one. Thursday, the 21st. Have a great one. Bye.